See, there you go. Whether you're white or not, there you go. So Tatum, you know the fucking difference between the A and the R, and you keep jumping back and forth between the two. Stop feeding these ignorant-ass talking points to these people. You're making them dumber. You're hurting the right. You are toxic to the right. Okay. So, I was out of the news cycle for a bit, so I have to catch up on some things. And I was coming across the Joe Rogan apology video. And when I saw this, I immediately thought the right should just let this go. Just go, okay, he apologized, whatever, let's move on. I have problems with the apology, but okay, just let it go, because this was obviously a bait, and the right, because they're not very intelligent, took the bait, because look, the left is going like, you know, they're whiling about this clip. The clip's been around for 6 years, which makes me question why Joe Rogan's all of a sudden sorry when it's been around circling for a while, and now he feels the need to address it, which is interesting. But he says he regrets it and he's putting it out. I already know what the left wanted from that. It wasn't necessarily make him apologize, because there's a lot of people who are not left-wing who were upset by that. Okay, and that's fair, because it's the most evil word in the English language. Now, my personal view is, if you are quoting somebody, in the context of singing a song or something, I really don't care that much, okay? But that was not the only context in which he used it, which is my problem. Anybody who says that was the only context in which you use it is lying to you, because Joe Rogan in the video says that. But, like I said, it depends on the person. Some people go, never, it's not okay ever. I understand that. I basically never use the hard or ever. Even in the video with the judge, I didn't want to say it, because I never want to say it. But the bait that the left wanted was the right to come out and tell Rogan he shouldn't apologize or do anything, or say anything wrong, or he did anything wrong. Because he did. And again, I can show you. If you've seen the video, I'm sure you know, he literally called black people monkeys. I hope you know that. And then lies in the apology where he goes, I didn't know. When in the original video, he says it's racist. And you can see Joey Diaz sitting there next to him thinking that shit wasn't funny, because he's sitting there looking at him like, what the hell? So he did know better at the time, which is why I'm like, this is an interesting choice. Now, all the left wanted was a bunch of clips of the right, all defending this action, saying he shouldn't have apologized for this, and then to say some stupid stuff about all the contexts of why can't white people say it, okay? And y'all gave it to them because you're all dumb, and it amazes me. You should have just let that go. You should have just left it alone. Now, there was a lot of takes on this, right? Because I like to address figures on the right who say these things, where these talking points come from, and I like to address them directly, because I think it gets the point across better than if I just sum it up. Now, I'm going to skip over the apology a bit, because, you know, everybody has seen it at this point. Go look it up. So I'm not going to go over the apology again. I already told you my problems with it. However, I went through all the takes, and Tatum stood out to me the most, because the advice Tatum is giving people in this video is legitimately dangerous. I'm not joking. This is actually legitimately dangerous advice he is giving you. And I know Tatum knows this. He knows better. But he's trying to play one of the good ones. Because there were some other takes that were pretty bad too. You had like Lauren Chen and Matt Walsh also had really bad, especially Matt Walsh. Just like, I've seen him like 4 times already complain about not being able to use that word in any context. And I'm like, yo, once, maybe I can chalk that up to ignorance, but this many times, why does it bother you so much you can't say it? Now I got some questions, right? Why does it bother you so much? You can say it. I mean, it depends who's around, because there will be consequences for those things you say. But again, I have questions. Why does it bother you so much, some of you conservatives, that you can't say it? Some of you white conservatives. Because that was the clips the left wanted, and you gave it to them because you're fucking morons. Now they have a bunch of clips of going, conservatives defend racism, or conservatives defend the N-word. That's all they wanted from you. Why would you give it to them? Anyway, I want to go through and address Tatum, because I think Tatum's was the worst, and that his advice was actually dangerous, and that he knows damn well what he's doing. I know he knows what he's doing. So the parts where he shows the apology, I'm going to skip over, because like I said, I'm sure all of you have seen this by now. Okay?
Joe Rogan did nothing wrong.
Okay, so we already start by saying he did nothing wrong when he called black people monkeys. Okay, that's great start, Tatum, you tap dancing ass nigga. By the way, before anyone says it, I know I'll get those ignorant. Oh, you just said it. No, those are not the same. Those two words are different.
Ladies and gentlemen and women, bear with me for a second. They always talking about racism. Everything is racism. I'm tired of this, man. I'm sick of it. Let's talk about Joe Rogan real quick, and I'll let.
I think calling black people monkeys is valid racism. Okay.
Him explain himself to a certain degree. People say the N-word, and I know some YouTubers that use it frequently on the YouTube channel, and YouTube don't care. They still have advertisement and everything.
What YouTuber gets advertising that uses the hard R? But you'll see Tatum is playing dumb here. I know he knows the difference because he uses the word all the time. He uses the A all the time. He has been busted doing this in the past. So I know he knows better. So see, this is why I said he's lying to you.
Everything. I just don't like using the word because I feel like it's a disgusting word.
You have used it many times in the past, so stop lying.
But you know what the N-word is, whether it's the A or the hard R.
So there we go. You just see, he knew the difference. He knew the difference. He just lied to you by making them sound like they're the same, and then differentiates them. This is why I said he knows better. He knows what he's doing. He's lying to ignorant people.
You know what it is. The myth of the N-word is that black people have taken that word back and taken the power. No, they haven't. No, black people have not taken that word back.
I think when, the hard R is considered like one of the most evil words in the English language, and that basically nobody can say it, and that we have an endearing version of it that's for us, I don't know. I think we can control it. Like, again, you have freedom of speech. You can say it. Depending on who's around, you might have some consequences for it. Depending on where you are. Yeah, I think we've got some decent control over it.
They ain't no power. They ain't taking no power from nothing. If it was, then nobody would be complaining when people say it because they have the power now. No,
that's not how that works. That's not how that works.
They still cry a river. If people be getting mad if you quote another black man saying it. If you say, "Hey man, on that show last night, this dude said this, and I thought it was disgusting." You can't.
See how he did it again, where now he's saying the hard R and the A are the same thing? You see how he jumps back and forth? And I know Tatum's background. I know he knows better. Okay? This is why I said he's a liar. The problem is he has a lot of ignorant, mainstream conservatives who watch him. The problem is these sentiments then catch on with them, which then they say, they repeat in other places. It pisses black people off, and then it turns them off from the Republican Party. You don't think they notice his subscriber count and go, like I said, this is a fairly mainstream channel on the right. Okay? When you say things like this, people act like we're stupid, and we don't know these things, right? And then they'll go, the Democratic plantation. No, it's not a plantation. No, it's not some brainwashing. Because you do dumb stuff like this. And you won't call out your own. If Rogan says something, and I know Rogan's basically a socialist, okay? And he apologizes. Let it go. It was calling black people monkeys and then using the hard R. Again, in context, it depends on the black person. Some never like it said. Some go, if you're repeating what another person said, then fine. I will very, very, very rarely use that word. Even, like I said, when I freaking, when I'm quoting what somebody else said, because I hate it. Okay? But sometimes you can't just tribally take a side and fight for that side. Sometimes you gotta go to your own and say, stop doing this, right? This is what I do because I don't like the right doing something because it's hurting them. And I don't like them hurting themselves. Because there's a very problem with mainstreaming racism on the right now. Because they just chase the left. We know the left's racist. They've been racist. They say racist stuff all the time. That doesn't mean you should chase them.
You can't even quote a black man saying it. You can go out and buy Jay-Z, Lil Snoopy's, whatever these rappers' name is today. You can go buy their music. You could be in the club doing this.
Did Jay-Z use the hard R in his song? Did Snoopy use the hard R in his song? What mainstream pop song? Matt Walsh made the same point where they go, you say it all the time in pop song. Give me the name of a fucking pop song where they're using the hard R. Okay? Because those are different. Because guess what? If a black man, and I know Tatum knows this. Tatum, go to a black man and say, what up, my hard R. Say that shit. You know what will happen if a black person calls another black person the hard R. I know you know this. It will pop off the same as if a white person said it. It doesn't make a difference. We do not use that word with each other. Okay?
Yes, you could be jamming. Yeah, man, I ran up on the, and you gotta freeze. If you white, you gotta freeze when they say the N-word. I was running up on, pull out the stick, and I did this, and N-word. Okay, I could keep rapping. And I don't even love black.
Now, personally, when white people are singing a song and they use the A, I don't care. Right? And I know all the white liberals that are gasping when someone does that. I'm like, all of you do that when you're in your car, and I know you do. Okay? In that context, I really don't give a fuck.
People that don't even roll up to my hood, I smoke all them fools and they kids and everything else. N-word. And then some songs, white people doing this the whole song. N. I mean, God, you ain't got the power back. Anyway, Joe Rogan.
I want to point out something interesting I saw what he does here. Do you notice his word choice? It was subtle, but did you notice his word choice? Y'all didn't get the power back. You, black people, they, y'all. He doesn't say we. Notice he doesn't say we, like, Tatum doesn't see himself as what he actually is. He doesn't see that. He sees us as somebody, he thinks, right? He's trying to be one of the good ones. He's trying to separate himself from who he actually is. Tatum, racist white people, doesn't matter. You're always gonna be black to them, okay? It doesn't matter. You can't be white. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know this hurts you. I know you wish you had revitiligo, but you don't.
I'll let him explain it. I'll give you a brief synopsis. In a faulty compilation, they had all these things taken out of context of him saying the N-word, trying to make it seem like the brother out here, you being racist.
The monkey joke wasn't taken out of context. The whole thing was shown in there, which was the controversial one he wanted to personally address. And in the apology, he goes, I didn't know. And in the video where it's shown, he says it's racist. He knew. That's why I said, what is this? Just say sorry and let it go. Look, he apologized. I just said, I'm going to just let it go. Whether you think it's genuine or not, let it go. Because, like I said, the left was baiting for sound bites. But y'all gave it to them because you're dumb. You're really, really dumb.
Now, I know that to most people, there's no context where a white person is ever allowed to say that word, never mind publicly on a podcast.
I just wanted to address that one part of it, the apology, because like I said, I'm going to skip over most of it for time, because most people have seen it. It's generally not seen as okay if anybody uses the hard R. Anybody, even other black people. We do not use that word. Just wanted to make that clear.
Conversation, instead of saying the N-word, I would just say the word. I thought as long as it was in context, people would understand what I was doing.
So again, like I said, this depends on the black person, okay? Not everyone is okay with it. Me, like I said, it's very context dependent. I would prefer if you didn't. What? Context dependent, right? But some black people are like, never. You never ever say it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the context. Do not say it. Okay. So like I said, it depends on the person. Just respect the person. If you're going to be on a podcast, you are going to piss people off who think it should never be said by anybody, including black people. Okay? Because I haven't heard of anyone saying, I think it's okay when black people say the hard R. I have never heard that. But I just wanted to just, again, bring that context in there.
Joe, they do. Smart people do. The cowards.
I love Tatum calling people smart when he is probably one of the most brain-dead people on the right I've ever seen. Anyway.
Too much soy milk. They don't understand.
That meme's still going around. So apparently it's beta to tolerate disrespect. You don't have to outwardly get angry. But what? If you even think in the alpha beta terms, which that's not how human interaction works. But I think letting somebody disrespect you like that, calling you a monkey, I don't think being okay with that is a very like I said, you don't have to get aggressive or end in a fight, but I was like, I don't know why you would let people disrespect you. I think that makes you look weak. But okay. And I know Tatum doesn't believe what he's saying. Because we've seen when Tatum gets insulted that he pops off the same. He'll pop off for less. Okay? But now he's trying to pretend again.
I can look at a man say the N-word and I say, okay, I see what he's doing with that. All he did was repeat what another black man said in context of a discussion.
What black man is using the hard R, Tatum, other than you? Well, maybe Candace, but, I'm just speculating.
Around the certain word. And at the end of the day, to be honest, a word is a word. You got a freedom of speech. You can say the N-word all day long if you want to.
You can, but again, freedom of speech is not freedom of consequences. And depending on who you're around, there will be consequences for saying that. The severity of the consequences vary wildly per person. Okay? And if you want to complain that you have free speech, you should say it. Look. To people on the right who want to argue this is a very stupid hill to die on. Do not die on this hill. Let it go. Drop it. I am warning you because I care. Let it go. This is not your fight. End it.
It don't bother me. Because
I'm not surprised it doesn't bother you.
I don't care. Most real men, Joe, they don't care.
Like that.
Your history doesn't say that, Tatum, but okay.
Because I'm not racist, but whenever you're in a situation where you have to say, I'm not racist, you f***ed up.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, yes. Not always, because sometimes, the left will take anything and make it racist, so I can at least agree with that to an extent. But again, look, if he's just saying, I fucked up, my bad, again, there's contradictions in the apology, but again, just say, okay, and let it go. I don't get this don't apologize because it's just the left baiting for you to submit. It's not submissive to apologize if you were in the wrong, okay? And assuming that it's only the left that is upset by this is kind of a dumb assumption. But then again, the right's so out of touch with anyone but white people. It is amazing. But okay.
And I clearly have f***ed up.
That's where you lost me, Joe. You didn't even come on your podcast, man, so you could hear from a real black man.
Okay, Tatum. Okay. A real black man. Yeah, because a real black man just degrades and belittles and calls black people demon-possessed. Says it's like we're demon-possessed. Right. That's a real black man. Okay, then I can say the white progressive that always says white people are like devils that destroy everything they touch. I will say that's a real white person then. All right, and something tells me you won't be okay with that. So,
and not these cowards in skinny jeans running around crying all day. How did you mess up? This is what I don't understand.
He called black people monkeys. That sounds like a fuck up to me.
People be apologizing. I wish I was these people's PR person. You didn't mess up, bro.
I called black people monkeys. I didn't mess up though, bro. You didn't mess up, bro. No, you good. You good. Tatum should never be your PR person because Tatum is probably one of the dumbest people on the right. You ever seen Tatum in any debates? He always gets stomped out. Like, he's always stomped out by anybody. Tatum goes on, like I said, he said it's like the black community is demon possessed. Do you want that guy as your PR person on the right? Really? Really? Okay.
If you had no ill intentions when you said the word, they can kiss your, you know what? I feel like, to me, I feel like there's a few people that's in his position that will never apologize for stuff.
You can have not ill intentions, and some people will be like, yo, don't say that. And you can go, all right, my bad. There are some black people that don't even like to hear nigga, right? They'll just be like, yo, I don't want to hear that word, like, ever. Yeah, I don't want to hear the A either. Right? And you go, okay. You just would be like, all right, my bad. Right? You're in the wrong, or you're out of line. Don't just go, I meant no ill will by it. And like, what is this double down shit? You look like a dickhead when you do that.
Stuff like this. They would never apologize for it.
And those people are fucking retarded.
And you shouldn't. Because if you didn't do nothing wrong, then what are you apologizing for?
Again, calling people monkeys is pretty wrong, Tatum. Maybe you don't see it as wrong, because I know you as you clearly see by your verbiage in this video, you don't see yourself as one of us, because apparently Tatum thinks he has revitiligo.
And the part where Joe Rogan said, and y'all, I'm gonna let y'all listen to the rest of what he said. I just want to get the meat and potatoes of the first part of what he said. But if you are having to say I'm not racist, it's because you're talking to idiots.
What? If you have to say that, then there's something you said that was wrong. Again, there are those people on the left that will say everything is racist, but this is not one of those times. Okay? Again, in the context he called black people monkeys, he was saying how he was trying to lighten the mood with his friends. And, you know, when he went to the black neighborhood to see Planet of the Apes. And now I have to question, yo, who are your friends? Who are your friends? Who goes like, I thought that would lighten the mood with them. And then, right after he says it, he goes, never mind, that's racist. Right? And you see his dumb friend laughing, and then Joey Diaz sitting there like, okay, all right.
And you ain't messed up because you have to address with idiots that I'm not racist. And you're not saying you're not racist because it doesn't matter what you really say. You're saying I'm not racist to appease these people because I know you ain't racist.
Or he genuinely feels bad about it. That's why I said this is a dumb hill to die on. Do not die on this hill. But it's too late because all of you took the bait. All of you. Tatum, Shapiro, okay, Matt Walsh, Tim Pool, all of you. All y'all took the bait.
You have plenty of black people on your show of all different walks of life. You had
I have black friends. See guys? He has black friends.
Snoop on there. You had Candace on there.
Bro, this nigga just said, you had black people, you had Candace. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, alright, Tatum.
You have all kind of black people on your show. No, nobody in their right mind thinks that Joe Rogan is a racist. Nobody.
I mean, me personally, I think he's more so now just insensitive. I don't actually think he's hateful racist, personally. There's a difference between racist and like really racially insensitive. Maybe at the time he was saying that stuff, he was racist. Now, it just seems like he's racially insensitive. Like, there's a difference between the two. That's why I was like, yo, I don't think Trump is racist. I think he says racially insensitive stuff sometimes. I think there's a distinction between those two that often gets lost today. But
nobody. And I get upset sometimes because people as big as Joe Rogan can actually turn the curve on this thing. He need more brothers around him that make sense.
Okay, do you think Snoop would be okay with this, Tatum? I know Candace would, because I wouldn't be surprised if she uses it in her free time. You think? So according to him, like I said, Tatum's kind of go, you need more people like me because I'm one of the good ones, right? This is just sad, man. This is what a lot of people mean by like white supremacy on the right. It's this kind of stuff. We want to let's get certain black people that are okay with things that, you know, that make white people feel comfortable, and if black people don't, screw them. This is sort of what they mean by what some people mean when they're saying that there's a white supremacy problem on the right. This is what they're talking about.
Cause Snoop and them probably texting him like, yo, bro, you gotta apologize, bro. It ain't right. I don't care if you white or not. But real.
See, there you go. Whether you're white or not, there you go. So Tatum, you know the fucking difference between the A and the R, and you keep jumping back and forth between the two. Stop feeding these ignorant-ass talking points to these people. You're making them dumber. You're hurting the right. You are toxic to the right. You are destroying them.
Real normal, functional black men will say, bruh, it's a word. You can use the word in context. If people don't like it, it's their fault.
Okay, this is why I said Tatum is giving you legitimately dangerous advice. Look, if you go around throwing out the hard R, going, it's just in context, bro, it's just in context, you're going to say that in front of the wrong person eventually, and you're going to get checked. And the severity in which you get checked depends on the person. This is why I said this is legitimately dangerous rhetoric, right? He's training these white middle America conservatives who are just more so ignorant than malicious, who have no interactions with black people, don't live around black people, and eventually they're going to go to say, like, you know, one of the cities for like a Trump rally, and then they're going to say some of this shit, and then there's going to be a black man present, and then they're going to learn the hard way, depending on who the black man is. That's why I said this is dangerous rhetoric.
They got to work it out on their own. Everybody know you ain't racist. You got people of all races, demographics that watch your show. I watch it all the time.
So do you, Tatum, but you're a huge racist. There are black people who hate black people, Tatum. And I know you know this personally.
I think it's very interesting. I wish that I could replicate a podcast like Joe Rogan. You ain't got to be apologizing, bro.
When you are wrong, you do. Okay? Because doubling down makes you look horrible. Okay? I'm just telling you. And if you don't double down, the right goes, we support you. That's all the left wants. That's all they want from you. They want those clips. That's why I saw this, and I was like, I hope this gets left alone. But you guys are too dumb to figure that out.
You ain't got to apologize. You ain't done nothing wrong. They took a clip and put it out of context. It's embarrassing, I get it.
It wasn't out of context. It wasn't out of context at all.
You don't want to have to do this. It's an embarrassing thing because you got to justify whatever the case may be. But you ain't did nothing wrong, man. And I hope this is a lesson for all the white people out there, is that you can say what you want to say, and it don't mean you're racist.
And this is, again, the dangerous advice. Yeah, you can say what you want to say, but you say it to the wrong one, you gonna get checked. I hope you understand that. Listen, if you're one of those white people who get this from middle America, do not listen to this advice, because this advice can get you hurt. I'm serious. Okay? And Tatum knows this. I know he knows this. Okay? He's trying to make you feel comfortable by telling you lies that can get your ass hurt. So please, for the love of God, you can say what you want, but you better damn well watch how you phrase it.
It doesn't mean you're racist. And I'll say this about the N-word in closing. If you don't want white people saying it, you shouldn't say it.
We don't say it. And again, as we've seen in this video, you know the difference. And you're lying, Tatum.
And if black people can say it, then white people can say it.
They can say it. But because of social dynamics in history, there might be different outcomes.
That's just the way it is. If you're so hurt by the word, won't you shut your mouth and stop using it?
Why don't you, Tatum? Because you've used it a fuck ton in the past. I have the videos. You guys can look up the videos. Tatum's used it a lot in the past. But see, black people are like, yo, you saying some racist shit. Stop it. And Tatum's response, shut your mouth. Deal with it. Tatum, you're not one of them. I'm so sorry to tell you this. You're not one of them. You will never be one of them. If shit gets to that, I'm sorry. You're not with them. I know you desperately want to be one of the good ones. Sorry, Tatum, there is no one of the good ones. When it gets to that level, there is no one of the good ones. I'm sorry to tell you this. I feel sorry for you. This is just pathetic. And like I said, the fact you have so many subscribers is legitimately dangerous. It is dangerous to the right because they are learning more ignorance, which is only going to cause more racial division and anger. And like I said, if we go down this path, where obviously Democrats hate us, they don't listen to us. For some reason, Republicans think that means they'll just earn the black vote. It won't. If you want to do stuff like this, don't be surprised if eventually an all-black political party shows up. I don't want to hear this, oh, this is racist. Why do we need a party just for black people? It will happen if you both keep doing this. I hope you know this, right? This is just going to be the inevitable result of what will happen if one side wants to blatantly insult our intelligence by giving us, signs and statues when we specifically ask for something, and the other side says, nigga, shut up. We don't care. At that point, we don't have any other options. Again, we can go libertarian, which is what I tend to do, but a lot of times, libertarians, they're kind of goofy. They can't really get a lot of really smart libertarians in there. They tend to get a lot of goofy ones. And I think it's sad, on the right, that you have to be considered one of the good ones to be accepted into the mainstream right. But it's because it makes white people feel comfortable. The white middle Americans who have nothing, who don't interact with black people. And I am not saying this insultingly. I'm saying this because it causes ignorance. Like, if somebody describes what Utah is like to me, if they live there, I will probably start forming an image in my head because I've never been there. Just like when people like Tatum, like Candace, start forming pictures of black people in the mind of people who have never gone to a black area or know any black people, you're going to start, forming very racist, dangerous caricatures of what black people are. And then eventually, you're going to say some goofy stuff. When you meet a normal black person, you're going to say something like, oh, you're one of the good ones. And you're going to learn the hard way why you don't say that. But that basically sums it up. Like I said, there were other bad takes. I just thought this one was by far the worst, so I wanted to choose this one, right? I didn't really feel like the other ones were pretty. I thought this one could encompass all the other ones, right? This included all the ignorance of all the other ones wound up into one. Yeah, anyway, that's the point for the right. Just think before you act, because you keep walking into obvious traps. Okay?